afternoon, good morning. Welcome to Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0 match reaction. Well, the title says VAR denies Arsenal. Now, this is going to be interesting because I'm going to be interested to see what other people's views are. We have been joined by Gumza. When Gumza gives me a thumbs up and let me know that he's okay, I'll add him. Gumza. Big up to Gumza. I don't know where he is. Where are you, Gumza?
You're right.
Where are you?
I'm in the car, man. I'm in the car. Let me try and scooch down a little bit more. Hold on.
No worries. Look, Tony's chosen the title. I haven't. VAR controversy denies Arsenal. I watched the game as well. I've just finished the watch along. I don't think it is a VAR issue on that actual goal. I will say it is a VAR controversy on the Bruno situation. That should have been a red card. But for the goal, do you feel that shouldn't have been a goal?
Sorry, I lost you for a second. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Are you talking about the VAR decision?
For the goal, yeah, for the goal.
Yeah, it's 50-50 whether it is or not, isn't it? The angles weren't great. But again, I think it's because there's 3 calls in there. You're like, surely one of them. The offside one I'm not 100% sure on. Again, the rules are very funny around the offside, aren't they? Like, because it's not. Yeah. I think it's where the ball is, not where Joe Linton's foot is. Because Joe Linton's foot was the furthest forward, but it's where the ball's played. But you couldn't see if it come off his head, his belly, or what.
No.
I think the interesting thing it is the ball. For me, that's the main. It's a bit of a push. He was giving so many free kicks away for shoulder barges. I don't get how that one wasn't. But again, the ball incident, it looked gone off. But for me, you still have to defend it better. I think Ben White took an age to get out to Willock.
Yes.
And Gabriel has to be stronger there. Do you know what I mean? Get something on the ball and then still appeal for your free kick afterwards. But he stooped really low. I don't know. Yeah, it's. I don't want to be grumbling about today's performance at all because I feel it was a good performance in all essence. And that's probably be my favourite Arsenal performances. Again, the City game, result-wise, is brilliant. But in terms of performance, that was a really, really enjoyable game to watch. Both teams going at it. And I think for me, that was probably our best performance. We just couldn't capitalise and score a goal. But in terms of performance, I've been not critical of Arsenal this season, but it hasn't hit the standards which we expect. And I do think as other opposition teams play a part, because I think everyone's so defensive against us, it's difficult. Whereas Newcastle came and played. Again, St. James's Park's a horrible pitch to go to. And we dominated majority of the game again. I like this passion. I like the fight. We finally seen Kai Havertz. I believe that's by far his best performance for us. That's filled me with a lot more confidence than some of the other games, even when we've won. That has filled me with confidence. And again, I think the striker department is just what we're missing. And I think subs again today, there was nothing to improve us as such. But I'm not going to grumble about it, to be honest with you. I wanted the unbeaten run to stay. But yeah, it's football. End of the day, we're going to win some, we're going to lose some. And performance-wise, I think I look back at that game when we was going for top 4 and we went to Newcastle and absolutely crumbled. Contrast, yes, we've been beaten today, but the performance in contrast is a million miles better, isn't it? So, yeah you're going to get a lot of positivity from me today, honestly. I'm not going to...
No, mate, I'm in agreement. I don't agree with that it's a VAR controversy, if I'm honest. Bruno should have been sent off. For me, he should have had 2 red cards and a yellow card today, along with the yellow card he actually got. So he's very fortunate to be on, but that is not anything to do with the goal. That's got nothing to do with the result. That is a whole different situation because Kai was also very lucky to stay on as well. It was a yellow for Kai, don't get me wrong, but he was very lucky it wasn't a red. I just want to add Brenny because Brenny has just joined us. I know he's still feeling poorly. Brenny. Now, Tony's titled it, not me. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm taking my hands away from this. The goal for the situation. Do you feel that should have been a goal?
No. And the reason why is because for me, I know I put it in the chat as well, but for me, I've seen well, not leading to goals, but I've seen the ball when a ball goes out of play like that. I've seen a linesman flag. So for me, the ball was out of play. If it wasn't, then I wouldn't even be talking about it now. But yeah, just to echo what Gumza said, yeah, you know what it was today. It was one of those games where, for me, it wasn't about the performance. I just wanted the result because St James's Park is a tough place to go.
Yeah,
we know this,
yeah.
but we did get a performance today, but we didn't get the result.
No, we didn't. Yeah, me and you, Brenny, been calling of a performance all season, and fantastic performance. And I reckon for anyone that's not a Newcastle Arsenal fan, loved that game. It was brilliant. One of the best games I've seen all season by far. Fantastic game to watch. I loved every moment of it. Even though we lost, I still think it was absolutely brilliant. What I will, and I very rarely disagree with you, Brenny, you know this, but I do feel that ball was in. Because the whole ball has to be out nowadays, like literally the whole ball, and because it's circular, it can look out. But if it's just tipping over that line, and I've said to VAR, they can sort this out very easily. Use the same technology that is used for the goal line technology for going off. It's very simple. It's not going to be it will be a little bit of a cost, but it can be done and easily sorted. I think that's in. I think it's a matter of millimeters, but I think it's in just.
Right. Well, I mean, I know we're difference of opinions in that regard. But I do agree with you in regards of when they use goal line technology. So I do agree with you on that, because if they were to do that today, and it said the goal and the ball was in play, I'd be like, all right, fair enough, no problem. But for me, the goal itself, oh my gosh, it was a mess. That was the only thing that, don't know what was going on there. I mean, wow, it was just, that was anything at my performance, because for me, I couldn't see Newcastle scoring. I actually thought we looked more like scoring. And the goal, and to be honest, if it had still been 0-0 up to that point and we didn't have what we had happen, I feel that we would have gone on to win the game. I don't think we would have scored 2 goals there. I thought it was looking like a 1-0.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? It was looking like a 1-0, but I will say though, special shout goes out to a man like Declan Rice putting in a performance like that. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, you know what it is? I know the Silver One put in the chat, oh yeah, is that title over? I know it's not over by a long shot, and we can actually looking at back on it now, I'm encouraged if we keep up with those performances.
Yeah, I agree. What I would say, and I want both of your very quick answers on this. Do we look better without Odegaard in the team? And it's not me doing an agenda. I just feel that was a better performance without Odegaard again.
I would say Saturday, yes. Wednesday night, no. Was it Wednesday night we played?
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday night, no. We did look better without Odegaard. Today, I do think sometimes you have to give credit to opposition. I think sometimes even if I watch Saka today, for instance, and I keep saying it, he was trebled up today. If you saw where they played Saka, the left back went deep. Someone else came across, and one of the midfielders jumped out. So every time he comes in, he can't make the inroad towards the box. He has to go back to the centre midfield. So sometimes we have to just praise opposition managers and oppositions for nullifying the threat. Odegaard leaves the ball in the pocket. If we can't get the ball into him, he's null and void. Today, how it worked is because we bypassed their midfield into Nketiah, and then Havertz picked up the ball. So, I wouldn't say we look better without Odegaard. I think there was just a bit more space to play in because it was an open game. Newcastle pressed the whole game, which means when we get the passing right from the back, there's now space to play in them holes. Whereas other teams let us get the ball over to the halfway line and they just compress the pitch. And if you're that little tricky player in there, it's very hard to get onto the ball, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. Let's get into the comments because they have been building up whilst I've been talking to you guys. Tony's obviously not happy. I'm done with this rubbish sports. I get where people can see it. I don't think any of those were wrong decisions. I don't think it was an offside. I don't think it was a foul because Gabriel was already dipping already. So it looked like a foul because he was already dipping. And I don't think the ball was out. I could be wrong. Brenny could be wrong. I don't know because we need to see the above view, which I'm sure at some point we'll get. But for me, that was just about in. Big up to Chris that joined me during the chat in the watch long. Not going to lie, I was wrong about Anthony Gordon since he joined Newcastle. Been brilliant. It was a physical game. Weren't much in it for me. Felt draw was fair, but big result for Newcastle. Absolutely. I will always protect Anthony Gordon because I think he's much better than a lot of people think. He's a dirty winger for me. You don't know what he's going to do sometimes. I get what it is, and it's wrong because he's not the pretty boy. And I've seen plenty of stuff on X about this. Because he's not a pretty boy. I don't care. I don't care if you look like Sloth from the Goonies. As long as you can play football, I don't care. It really bugs me. It is. I've seen it so many because everyone says, "Oh, Ben White's such a beautiful man." I don't care. Can he play football? Yes, brilliant. There we go. Move on. I don't care if someone's pretty or not. Bonham Nation says yeah, well, yeah. I'm not going to get into that one either. Jeez. Ball out of bounds, 100%. I don't think it is. I get where people see it because if you look at the ball on the TV, the ball does look out. But the problem is it's one of those tricks of the eye because the ball is round. It will always look out. But if the side of it is just touching that white line, it's the same like with a goal. The whole ball has to cross that line. If it's not, it's not a goal. Bobby, they've said that it didn't have the angle. Yes, I have heard about this. I don't understand why it's St James's Park. They should have had the angle. I don't know. Look, VAR have got to have a chat with themselves as always. Bruno should have been off. I do totally agree with that. For me, he should have had 2 red cards and a yellow card in that game. Yeah, he was lucky to be on. Offside don't matter. Joel Linton shoves him and the linesman having a mare. Again, it's all a matter of opinion. I don't think it was an offside. I don't think it was a foul. And I have to be honest with myself. I can't just always be Arsenal. I have to be honest from what I've just seen. I don't think it was offside. I don't think it was a foul. The amount of VAR checks was like Ferrari. I love when you put this in earlier. It was. They were just trying to find anything wrong with that goal. I really do feel that they were just trying to find anything. It was checking this, checking that, and then checking it. It was about 5 minutes. Madness. Havertz was excellent. PGMO or whether it is Howard Webb or whoever needs to explain. I don't feel that there needs to be. This is not a big controversy for me. The Bruno one, they need to discuss that one because the elbow, as far as I'm aware, that is an automatic red card because of concussion. Gumzo, I don't know if you know about that, but as far as I'm aware, because of it can cause concussion, they ban that. Like any elbows whatsoever is automatic red.
Yeah, anything raised to the face because you've got the yellow card for a hand to the face and throat of Vieira. And to me, that was a lot less cynical because again, football's football. So for me, you know when something's intentional and something's accidental. I don't think you should get the yellow for the hand on Vieira because in football you are going to use your arms to move around, and you can't help if a player puts his head or he turns that way and your hand hits him. So yes, it may be a foul, but it's hard to give a yellow. The one with Jorginho, however, it's the intent for me. So if they're both tussling for the ball and he hits him, fair enough. But he's come from behind. He's ran. He's jumped across him, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And it doesn't matter about connection, impact, anything like that. That's intentional. And I think that's the difference. And this is why they say about players playing the game helping referees, because any player knows what's intentional and what's not. The one to Vieira, to me, is not intentional. He's gone to hold him off. Vieira, again, he's playing against Declan Rice, who's up there. So on Declan Rice, that's hitting him in his chest. Fabio Vieira is a lot shorter. It's going to hit him in his face or his throat. So for me, it's the intentionalness behind it. Again, he's done one in the back of, I think, Gabriel. was it Gabriel or Saliba? Well, it might have been Jorginho. He's passed the ball backwards and he's just jumped in the back of him. And it's like, how was he not booked for that? Do you know what I mean? It's, again, I've got no issues with 50-50s. I've got no issues with like a physical game. But when I've passed the ball and the ball's gone and you come running into the back of me, it's a yellow card. Even if you don't stop the game, you go back and you book him for that because it's just unintentional. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what's annoying me. If he's gone to make a challenge, miss the ball, and clean someone up, so Liveramento on Martinelli at the end, he's gone to play the ball. He took a bad touch of his leg. He's caught Martinelli high, but doesn't need more than a yellow. But some of them decisions in there today, like it's the intentional and just the aggressiveness. Sometimes, if there's no way you could play the ball and you still come through the back of me, referee, you have to do something about it. And I think that's the frustration. Guimaraes should have been off the pitch. And again, this is where I think the communication between VAR and ref needs to be better. You have to allow the referee the opportunity to referee the game. So let him say, look, there's an elbow there. Have you seen it? No, I haven't seen it. Or are you going to have a look? Do you know what I mean? Exactly. Because a referee might deem it. Again, referee's refereeing. He might be saying, do you know, I'm letting things like that go today. Then he doesn't give the red. Or if he says, actually, let him referee it. But yeah, you stopped the game how many times today? That I said the penalty was stopped for how long? Not the penalty. The VAR decision. So why not give the referee 30 seconds to have a look at that one as well? Like, I think that's the frustration. The Guimaraes one was, it was a red for me, that one.
It was for me.
Yeah.
Satvik saying 0-0 game. This was Arsenal weren't great. I beg to differ. Actually, I thought they were a good performance today. But we didn't deserve to lose. Totally agree on that bit. Yeah. I didn't think we deserved to lose. On the one replay we saw, it was out, but didn't see other replays. We do need to see a proper replay. There will be one at some point.
I'm sure Sky. I think also the frustration is Sky Sports will have it, and I guarantee we're not obviously watching the reaction now because we're here, but I guarantee they pull out the 3D pitch where they can move the camera angles around, get the bird's eye view on it. And again, cricket use it. Cricket remove a cricketer out of the box to see where the ball's going. They predict where that ball's going to bounce and spin. Like, we need to use that stuff. There's no point if you can't get the camera angle. You've got technology, use it. So again, that bird's eye view would have just shown straight away the ball's over the line or it's off the line. That would have took all of 5 seconds. I guarantee Sky Sports have it, and they show it in a minute, and we'll be able to see.
100% Gums, 100%. Don't worry. Monday when them lot down the road play Chelsea, Jamie Carragher, I think he does root for us. Times he'll probably want to do something about it. You know what I mean? So Gary Neville will be there giving it. But nah, man. Jamie Carragher, he'll investigate.
Definitely. Tony's saying the performance was good, but sadly we are playing for top 4. We needed a striker, and everyone has known that. Yeah, I'm sure. Look, we'll definitely sign one next year. Whether or not it'll be January is another matter, but we will be busy. Havertz and Rice were brilliant. Look, I'm not slating any player today, even Eddie. I know he struggled up there, but he was still very busy, worked hard. Raya only made that one error that led to the goal. Other than that, for me, really good performance today. The technique, look, the tech is out there, Satvik, and I know you watch cricket, so you know that the actual technology is out there. I know the technology is out there. We just need to invest in it and do it because, look, it just rules out every possibility. Tony's saying the ball was out of play. White was fouled. The player's arms were extended and Gordon was offside. Tony is very unhappy today. Because the linesman did put flag up for ball being out and offside, they kept with the on-field decision, says Tony. I'm guessing that's what's been repeated by VAR, probably. Football is dead. Tony, cheer up, mate. Evening, fellas. Disappointing result. We pulled out the performance of the season. 100% since okay. Bar the City win, we deserved a draw. We were clearly robbed yet against the Citizen K. Not sure about that. Didn't anyone listen to what Sky were told? VAR ref will be enjoying an all-inclusive, right? Okay, I'm not getting into that. Stuart Atwell gets man of the match. Jeez, I hope everyone will get off Havertz back. There's a player there. Gums has said it at the beginning. He's seen something in Havertz today. I feel we missed Odegaard. Saka certainly did. But Brenny's right. Defensively for their goal, we were all over the place. Take it back, old school, clear lines and yeah, exactly. That's how I was taught.
Yeah,
If you've got no one to pass to, just clear the damn ball. So, sorry, Saka hasn't been good for weeks. I'm going to get into that. It might have to be a different stream because there's something that's really bugging me with Saka and Martinelli. I don't think it's specifically them. I think it's what they're told to do. But yeah, it's just something that's bothering me at the moment. No, Bobby, it's lies. Martin the Keown was Bond lookalike. I'm fuming. I definitely can tell that in the comments, Tony. Didn't anyone notice that Etwell had a can of white paint on him to prove the ball was in? Oh dear. This is the first time in ages we've said we were unlucky and played well, so can't be that bad. Exactly. The ball hits Joel Linton's arm into path of Gordon. They check. Wrong thing. Ball hits his hand, clearly leading to a goal. Tennis has had his... Yeah, exactly, Luke. The technology has been there for years. I'm so glad I'm never available for these reactions. Yes, I can imagine, mate, to be fair. I'm smiling because the performance was good. It's just annoying that we've lost. I actually enjoyed the game, personally. Bobby Raya didn't have anything to do until that cross. 100%. But he was very comfortable with his kicking, and when we were playing the ball back for him, he never made any errors. So for me, apart from that one flap, I think he was actually quite decent today. Right, let's get into the team that was actually selected. Right, so this is the team that Arteta went with. Obviously, Odegaard is out because he's injured. It wasn't a tactical decision or anything like that. So, Gumza, when you saw the team, what did you think?
Yeah, so the surprise was Odegaard. But once I've realised he was injured, then there's not much more you could do, really. I think Tomiyasu was the right decision. And yeah, apart from that, yeah, I thought you have to go with that. Do you know what I mean? So can't have no grumbles with the starting 11.
Yeah. Brenny, what about you?
When I looked at that, I thought, I didn't think, I just thought to myself, you know what? These guys, right? Yeah, they were second last season. And I thought, you know what? Tough place to go. Believe in yourselves. Believe in yourselves to get a result and fight. That's all we ask, to just fight. But like we said, the performance was there from all the guys, really. You know what I mean? And I felt at times when we looked dangerous going forward, but we didn't move like we normally do. When we trying to get into pockets and that. For me, most times we were going forward and missing. That was missing from our game today. But I looked at that and I thought, if you fight, if you have that self belief, you can win the game, and that's how I saw it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought, now I believe in these guys today.
Yeah. Right, let's get into the match stats. Obviously, I haven't had time because I literally was on the watch long, so I haven't got time to draw it all up. Possession, Newcastle was 40%, Arsenal were 59%. It is points in it, but I can't be bothered telling you all that. 2 shots on target for Newcastle, 1 for Arsenal, 14 shots for Arsenal, 9 for Newcastle. Corners, 11 for Arsenal, none for Newcastle, amazingly. Obviously, 5 yellow cards for Newcastle. There could have been a heck of a lot more, if I'm honest, and 1 for the Arsenal. XG, for people that actually care, 1.09 for Newcastle, 0.56 for Arsenal. Right, let's get into some ratings now, if I can find you, because I've got so many tabs open. Right, I'm going to start with you, Gumza, with Raya.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. Again, didn't have anything to save, but like you said, passing, distribution was good today. No real nervy moments. Dealt with crosses really well. What really anything come in, he looked comfortable. So it wasn't much to do. Sorry, as I said, I'm in the car, so the lights keep cutting off. If my battery dies, you lot owe me one. I'm telling you that. So Ray, I give him a 7. I think he done everything really well. And again, the goal he maybe could have done a little bit better, but I just feel we didn't set up well for it at all. We were all asleep, so it's a difficult one. But it should have. Yeah, I'll give him a 7.
No, it's fair enough. Brenny, Ben White. who's now gone back to normal colour hair, thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. He looked because before he looked like one of the baby lords from the Meteor Man movie. Yeah, it's I didn't think he had a bad game today, to be honest with you. For me, I didn't think he wasn't troubled. I mean, I'm just gonna give him for me, I'll give him a solid 7 as well.
All right.
Solid 7.
Saliba for you, Gumza.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8. I think he was good, really strong. Again, Newcastle are no mugs. They can beat anybody, and we dealt with their threat really well. The physical side of it, again, it was like an old school throwback game, weren't it? It was a lot of physicality involved, and it's a wet pitch. I think he done really well, so I'll give him an 8.
Okay, Gabriel for you, Brenny.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 as well. I'm not gonna fault him at all for the involvement with the goal, because I'm giving him an 8 because I felt he dealt with Callum Wilson really well. Didn't even give him as far as I saw it, he didn't even give him a kick.
Yeah.
Didn't even let Wilson breathe. So yeah. Handled him really well today, so he gets an 8.
Brilliant stuff. Tommy for you, Gumza.
Out of the two fullbacks, I think he was the better. So I'll give him a 7. I just think going forward, maybe could have done a little bit more with some of the positions he was in. But yeah, I think that's the goes for all the team, to be fair, because we didn't create much. You heard by XG 0.5, whatever you said it was. So yeah, I'll give him a 7. I don't think he was as good as the two centre backs, but yeah, 7 for me.
No, fair enough. Brenny, you get Jorginho.
Solid 7 today. I was pleased with his performance today.
Yeah, so was I.
I think 7's harsh. I'll be honest. I think 7's harsh. I think he's an 8 in there.
Yeah, well, I'll keep it as a 7 because I'm
with you.
No, but I do agree. I think Jorginho was. To be fair, I think some of your ratings have been quite low. Saliba for me was a 9. Gabriel for me was a 9. But it's your ratings, not mine. So yeah, I do get it. Everyone has different opinions. I thought that Saliba and Gabriel. What I love about Saliba and Gabriel, because he started to learn this now, is when you make a mistake, clear up your mistake. Don't rely on someone else to do it. They do it themselves, and I love that about a defender. If you make an error, clear it up yourself. I love that. And Saliba always makes me smile. Right, let's move on to Havertz. So that's you, Gumza.
Yeah, it's a 9 from me.
Well done, mate.
It was almost coming off in the final third. Like one of the passes was a bit too long. One was just behind Saka, but I think they put a stat up. He had the most pressures in the game, so he pressed the most.
Yeah.
There was an intensity behind his play. He was getting stuck in. Like he was all action today. And we've said he's looked a bit laboured at times. Sometimes the game's playing at one tempo and he's playing at his own tempo. Today he got right up with it, and this hopefully is the start of his Arsenal career. Yeah, I was really impressed with him today. I think he took, it was almost like a leadership role. Him to say that midfield three to me was unbelievable today. All three of them, and Newcastle are a physical team. Joe Linton's no joke in there. Bruno gets stuck in. We matched them. Do you know what I mean? With power and
you know what? Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, 9 from me for Havertz.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, my partner's just messaged me saying I was saying an Arsenal player's name wrong. I don't know if you remember this, me saying it in before the season about Holding. So just literally messaged me saying, I can't believe you keep saying his name wrong. It's definitely Jorginho, but M wants to say it's Jorginho. Thank you, Em. Right, I've just looked at the stats for Kai because I was interested because I obviously monitors the stats all the time. He by far he's had the most touches in any game he's played for Arsenal. 49, which is actually quite impressive for a midfield. That's pretty much the average for a midfielder. Declan Rice is normally on about 80 touches a game, but that's his role.
The higher the higher you are, the less touches you're going to see.
And Odegaard's normally around the 50 mark as well. So that's actually a much better. He's actually, what's weirder today is passing accuracy has dropped really badly. 70% passing accuracy, which isn't great. But I thought he was brilliant performance from him today. I really, really enjoyed his performance. I even enjoyed the tackle. I know it was reckless, but I like the intensity. You actually could be bothered. And I like the smirk as well. I like the smirk that he caused 3 yellow cards for Newcastle players.
I think how he handled himself today as well, he didn't let the occasion get the better of him, because at that moment, the players have pushed him into the fans, and he's just stood still, hands down, not getting involved. And even later on, there was another push with him and someone else, and he just got up and smiled at him and carried on. And it's that mentality is where, before we get embroiled in them situations, lose focus or do something silly. As much as he was getting stuck in because he put another slide tackle in later, he never gave the referee a reason to try and kind of almost send him off. Do you know what I mean? He just kept his hands down and carried on what he had to do. So I enjoyed his performance, man. I really did.
Yeah, I did as well. Brenny, you get Declan Rice.
Before I rate Declan Rice, you know what? You're all right, because while you was talking just now, I was thinking back on other things that Jorginho did today. So I would definitely switch that to an 8. And also what I loved about what he did was, like, when Havertz was in a bit of needle with the opposition, it was like, well, we didn't want him to get wound up because he'd already had the yellow. But I just loved the way how Jorginho got his teammate. Like, come on, just allow that. Just come on, let's just get on with it. Let's focus.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Declan Rice gets a 9 today. I mean, that guy is just incredible. We did win the midfield battle today.
We did, yeah.
Definitely, we won the midfield battle today, and Declan Rice. Well, I can't speak highly enough of this guy. I mean, I just I can go on until midnight talking about Declan Rice, but he really he's loving that number 8 role right now. He's absolutely loving it and thriving as well. And he was just like Havertz today, he was driving us forward. And 8, 9 today.
Yeah, I agree, mate. So Gums, you get Saka.
Yeah, these are where I feel, again, I know we're going to speak about Saka. Out of the 2 wingers, I feel, again, when you look at pictures, every time he got the ball, look what he had around him. Every time Martinelli gets the ball, look what's around him. We isolate teams one-on-one from Martinelli, and he had to do more today for me because Saka had 3 around him every single time. So yeah, he was probably, it's one of the quieter Saka performances. Again, he's not performing great at the moment, but I do feel teams set up to stop him because he's been so good the last few years. So he'll get a 7. I'm not going to mark anyone lower than a 7 today.
No.
But yeah, couldn't get in the game, and I don't think it's his fault sometimes.
I agree.
It's difficult. And as I said, and if you go back and if you've got time to look at the game again, watch how many times Saka has the ball and how many Newcastle players are there, and then watch Martinelli, how many times he gets the ball and how many Newcastle players come around, because he has that. They're really scared of Saka coming inside, and they almost and you'll see more teams do it now, set up with a 3 out there, because if it's 2, Ben White would take 1 or Odegaard would take 1, and Saka normally comes inside on the left. But if you watch, they had another midfielder there who then steps out to stop Saka doing anything with his left foot. So it's a difficult game for him today. But again, he works his socks off. How many times he gets kicked in the back of his legs is a joke, and no one gets a yellow. I think Dan Burn had about 4 fouls on him. It is ridiculous. But he gets up and he's fighting. And I go back to, sorry, I know I'm talking for England, but I go back to the Brighton game years ago when Neil Maupay stepped on Bernd Leno, and our players' reaction, there's just no fight. There was no nothing there. Do you know what I mean? Only Guendouzi done it in the wrong way, but he's the only one. Whereas I like what Brenny said about Jorginho today. He was marshalling the boys, making sure it didn't go over the line, but all the players, straight away when Havertz made that tackle, Saka was, I think, the first one there. Jorginho was there, making sure that our player doesn't get sent off, also defending him against the opposition. And that fight is going to go a long way. So, yeah, big up Saka, man. He's not a kid no more. Do you know what I mean? He stands up and holds his own. So, got love for him. But, yeah, today's performance, I give him a 7.
Brilliant stuff. Brenny, you get Martinelli.
Yeah, Martinelli gets a 7 as well today.
Okay.
I didn't think he was that. I mean, he did all right. It wasn't at his best, but I thought he got better as the game went on. I thought he got better as well. You know, especially when Trossard came on. But yeah.
Yeah, he struggled against Livramento a bit, didn't he? To be fair, Livramento is a very good fullback as well. So I'm not taking anything away from Livramento. But yeah, Martinelli was losing the battle at the end against him.
It definitely helped. So it definitely helped when Havertz went on the left side when Vieira come on, because Havertz just kept running in behind. You see, Martinelli then had a passing lane for him, so that definitely helped. Not too sure if you lot noticed it, but yeah. Have I frozen?
No.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Gums up?
I think Bobby's frozen. It's Bobby then. I think it is me. He's frozen. Yeah. Yeah, he must have frozen. Yeah, his picture ain't moving. All right, let's move on to Eddie. I'm sure he'll jump back in a second.
Yeah,
because take Eddie and Ketia.
Okay. Yeah, Eddie for me, he gets a 7, and I'll tell you what, he worked hard today. And also, there was I can't remember who the defender was, but when he just got bounced, he got bounced in the area.
Ask you about that. I was
Yeah,
going to ask you about that. Do you think
he
that's a
got
penalty?
bounced in the area, man. And I'm like, you know what, Gums? It's like when he got bounced, I said, wow, if I was playing Pro Evo or FIFA, that's a penalty.
Yeah, I think it's a penalty because he's got to the ball first, and the guy's come through the back of him. And again, there's a difference between shoulders and the back, and I think that's the issue. Like, as well, I do think they should have had a look at that.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And I'm like, well, nah, man, but you know what? He worked very, very hard today, very hard.
100%. We didn't make too many subs today, so let's go with. I'll take Trossard. For me, I was disappointed in Trossard today, especially just on the ball, not bad, but set pieces. We had about 4 corners at the end. He didn't clear the first man. Just give us a chance to try and attack something. So, yeah, that was a frustration for me. Fabio Vieira for you?
Fabio Vieira, 6 really. I didn't think he I don't think he was given enough time to make an impact. To be honest with you, you know what I mean.
Sorry,
but
guys,
same thing
died.
again. That's all good. Same thing again with Vieira. Set pieces, just got to deliver him a bit better. His wasn't as bad as Trossard's, but just give those boys a chance to attack it. And we didn't do Zinchenko, so Bobby, you might as well take Zinchenko. Sorry, Bobby, we carried on without you.
No, it's all right. I'll rewind and watch the numbers. Cine, yeah. What did you give Fabio?
I think we gave Fabio and Trossard both got 6s.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Cine just a 7 then, just because of the numbers you gave Fabio and Trossard. I think Cine did a little bit more. Just a bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. No, I don't know if you guys agree with that.
100%.
Yeah. Bobby, I gave Eddie a 7.
Oh, thank you, mate. Cheers. What did you give? So you gave Fabio a 6 and Trossard a 6. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Because I write these down and I keep them on record. It's important for the end of the season. You'll work out why. Right. So Mikel needs to get rating as well. So I'm going to ask Gumza and Brenny to separately rate him because it could be different opinions. Gumza, I'll start with you for Mikel.
I'll give him an 8. I don't think anything was wrong tactically. It was a good game. We played really well. We was up for it. Again, St. James's Park is not an easy place to go.
No.
We won the midfield battle. I think the only thing that really let him down, and again, it's hard because I look at their subs. They're bringing on Murphy and Richie. They're not players who improve your 11. from what they had out there, but he still puts them on. So as much as Reece Nelson's not better than Saka, he's not better than Martinelli. He's fresh legs. He might be a bit more direct. Just give him an opportunity because it wasn't working as such. So that'd be my only negative. Is as much as we've criticised them of late recently, our subs have scored a lot of goals this year. I think our subs have scored more goals than anybody coming off the bench. I think we've had 9 goals from substitutes this season.
Something like that, yeah.
So that's showing when we do switch it up, it does tend to work for us sometimes. So I potentially would have made a substitution before it even got to 1-0. And even at 1-0 when we're pressing, I would have thrown on Reece Nelson. But again, it is looking at our depth is the problem. We've been critical of Partey and even Smith Rowe we spoke about last week, saying if he can't keep fit, do we need to move on from him? Jesus' situation now is becoming more and more of a problem because there's no doubt about it how good he is when he's available. But the best form you can get is availability, isn't it? Best sort of ability. So
agree.
It's becoming a real issue now. We can all bang on about Nketiah is not good enough or whatever else the narratives are, but he shouldn't be starting this many games anyway because our main striker should be on the pitch. And I love Jesus, but is it a case of if this is going to be his Arsenal career? I'm not saying sell him. However, he then maybe has to become a backup player. So when he's available, but when he's not there, we don't lose our main way of playing because, it's becoming difficult. And I think that's what hampered Arteta today. There was nothing to bring on the pitch when the game was tight. So, that's the issue. But, for me, Arteta gets an 8 today. I don't think there's anything really wrong, apart from maybe making one of the subs a bit earlier or just giving Reece Nelson an opportunity to come and show what he can do.
Yeah, before I ask Brenny, someone's just shared a picture that's been shared by Bean Sports Technology, and it does say that the ball did not cross the line. It is literally less than millimeters, which I did say. I think if the ball is in, it's less than millimeters, and it's the side of the ball, so it literally has to be the whole ball has to be out, and it's not. So the ball is still in play. We need it obviously confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that will be right because that's what I thought as well at the time.
Fair enough.
Brenny, rating for Mikel, please.
Mikel tag today. I would say an 8 as well.
Okay.
Well, the lineup today. I mean, I know it's not a lineup he'd normally go with, but that's when I just thought, you know what, man, it's just, we've got a good squad of players, and we'll just show some fight. You know what I mean today, and we put in that performance. I would have given Arteta a 9 if we'd have won the game.
Yeah,
and what I think from now, what I would like to see. I know you'd like to see this, guys. Well, both me and you've been talking about it, but I know we got Burnley at home next in the league, and I would like to. I know with these injuries that we've got, I would love to see.
He's bringing it.
2 or 3 youngsters on the bench.
Yes.
I want to see them. I want to see Will Waters. I want to see my guy who he got a couple of goals yesterday, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I haven't watched the highlights yet, but I'm gonna watch them highlights. And I love Mario Cozier-Dubry. Just it'd be good because it'd be like if be like the old days really, where when George Graham, even Arsene Wenger, when they used to bring in youngsters and those that could do a job, it would improve the performances of the first team regulars because at the end of the day, you're fighting for your place. You know what I mean? It gives you something more to fight for. That's what I want to see. And maybe at times we could give Martinelli a Saka rest. I'm not talking about big games. I'm not talking about resting for games at Anfield. I'm not, Old Trafford. I'm not on about Old Trafford, a big game though. But so but you know what I mean. It's just but 8 today.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get into everyone else's rating. So the silver one giving Raya a 5, a white 5, Saliba 9, Gabriel 8, Tommy 8, Jorginho 8, Rice
Who's that?
9,
Oh,
Havertz.
the referee.
Yeah, Atwell a 10. Look, I'm sorry. I don't think any of this is his fault. This is all the fourth official, or the guy at Stockley Park. He should have been calling some of this back. Atwell, I thought, did very well. Did very well.
I don't blame him.
No, I don't. I've no doubt Raya is a fan player. Geez Louise, that's what ref screwed us. Played decent, but defo need Odegaard. I don't agree with that, but I thought we had a very good performance without Odegaard today, but I don't think it's going to improve our XG. Our XG has been bad all season. I've checked it. I've monitored it. Every single game it's been poor. Newcastle have found an excellent player and he was outstanding for them today. I'll be honest, I don't agree with it. Arteta talking too big of consequences and disgrace that refs and VAR get it all wrong. The ref didn't get it wrong to me. Fine incoming.
Well, Bruno should have walked.
Oh yes, that one.
That's not on the ref. I'm not blaming the ref for that.
Exactly. It was the VAR should have got involved in that. They should have said, "Bring it back." That's a red. Job done. That is the only thing today I think they've got wrong. That is the only thing. Raya Costas 4, White 7, Saliba 8, Tommy 8, Gabriel 8, Jorginho 7, Rice 9, Havertz 9, Nketiah 6, Saka kept coming inside, doesn't have a right foot 6, Martinelli 6. Luke Atwell to Newcastle is side of the season. Okay. I think fullbacks are beginning to have the jump on Saka and Martinelli and are able to read their game and deal with them a lot easier. I would say I was expecting better from Saka due to the fact he's not against a proper left back in Dan Burn. Dan Burn's not a proper left back. Obviously, second half was different. He was up against Trippier. I did feel that Saka should have attacked Dan in the first half, if I'm honest, but he didn't. But I do think that this is not necessarily down to the players all the time. I think this is what they're told. And sometimes I would
like to see them switch, just even for 10, 15 minutes. Because as I said, Newcastle had a plan. And again, I will watch it back tomorrow and I will try and get some still images of Newcastle's almost the L shape, the way they defended Saka. And it's almost, they make like a triangle as such, and it's just to protect all angles. So for me, they have that on the left side, so on their left side, so their right side, and just see what they do. Now they have to rejig it just for a second, and that second, again, you could just get down. You might be able to get down the byline. Martinelli now might be able to get down the byline and just put a cross in. It just creates havoc. Like sometimes, again, it is that as much as it's our system, sometimes just switch it. Just for 5 minutes. We saw was it last week or Wednesday when Saka started coming into the middle of the pitch and just started to get a bit more joy then rather than to stand on the sideline. And just by chance he was ending up in there. But sometimes just mix up a little bit. It just gives opposition something to think about, doesn't it? Like
it does. I agree. That's what I would want. All I want to see, just a little bit of a switch now and then, just to make them think. Tommy was well good. Yeah, Saliba real good, 100%. Gabriel got a two-handed shove. He was already diving. This is why it looks like a foul, because Gabriel was already going down to get the head, and Joel Linton's hands just happened to be on the back of his back. It looks a foul, but it's not a foul, in my opinion.
Do you think if Gabriel? Sorry, do you think if Joe Linton's not there, Gabriel heads the ball? Because I think that's part of the issue. As much as he stooped down, it's the contact into him makes him miss the ball. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I do get it. It's just not.
Right.
Is he gone again?
Yeah.
Bless him. Yeah, what about you, Brenny? Do you think, because I think that's the issue, as much as, regardless if it's weak or not, if Joe Linton doesn't touch him, Gabriel heads that ball.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's why everyone's so annoyed at it, because regardless what is if it's shoulder to shoulder and he gets moved out of the way, you got to say you be stronger. But if I'm going down to head the ball and I drop down and you push me on my back, I've now got no chance. Do you know what I mean? So
that's right.
It's a difficult one. It is a difficult one. But again, it's the same thing with Nketiah. Should have been a penalty. Do you know what I mean? It's
Well,
what about you? Do you feel
I mean, I know. Just going back to what you just said, I still feel, even though it wasn't talked about, for me that was a penalty on Eddie Nketiah. And I know there'll be those that would disagree with that, but yeah, for me, that was a penalty.
Because again, you look back at the Rodri one last week, isn't it? And
Yeah,
there's less contact. Yes, he stopped his run, but it's just like it's just the rule. Like again, and this is why you need people that play the game, because Nketiah's moving at pace. So any touch on him, he's gonna. Do you know what I mean? There's nowhere for him to go. He tries to control the ball and straight in his back. And yeah, I'm with you as well. I think we're hard done by with that. But end of the day,
that's
you still have
happened
to.
so many times though. That's happened so many times over the years with regards to those type of penalty shouts. Anyway, to be honest,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's not the first time that's happened, Teddy, and it's not going to be the last.
That's it.
As you can tell, the weather's bad here. Gumza, I'm pretty sure you're in Birmingham as well. The weather's.
I am.
Not
Yeah, I'm just sat in the car, so I wasn't meant to be on. But I said it was one of them games where I thought, no, I need to go on there because it was as much as we got beat. Yes, we're chewing the fat, we're dissecting things, but on a whole, I really enjoyed that game of football.
I did.
One of my favourite performances from Arsenal this season. It was fluid. Again, it just highlights what we're missing. And I'm not even going to blame Eddie because you do need service. I think you look at our XG today, and that's not Eddie Nketiah. He needs service to try and score. Do you know what I mean? So actually, we're missing something, but I don't think we're far off it. If he had 4 chances today and missed all 4 of them, then I could say Eddie Nketiah is at fault or whatever it is. It doesn't matter who you put in that team. If you put Haaland, Nketiah, Tony, if the service isn't going into them, what are they going to do? However, maybe like a Jesus or something might be able to create something for himself. I think that's why he's so vital to us. But yeah, if we just get a goal scorer, we need service. So you can't just blame the striker for that.
Yeah, I agree. Subs 2, there were 6. Big up to Diogenes. Hold that. Away the lads. Look, big up to Newcastle. Everyone's welcome here. I won't have a moan at anybody that's here. I think Havertz's position is either Odegaard position or striker. Probably do agree. Citizen K, Reyes 6, White 6, Saliba 9, Gabriel 9, Tommy 7, Rice 9, Jorginho 8, Havertz 9, Martinelli 7, Saka 7, Nketiah 7. Spot on. Citizen K for me. Havertz needs them tackles to get going. Yeah. Personally, like a bit of needle between players. No kissing and hugging today. Love it. Yeah. It was a very good, proper game of football today. I enjoyed it. Today, the team stuck together, all for one and one for all. Yeah, definitely Musketeer-like today. Big up to Cannon Fodder. Havertz is generally the worst signing we've ever made with the price factored in. No, not for me.
There's worse signings.
Yeah, I've seen worse.
Oh, God, yeah.
my only issue with the Havertz thing is his wages are very, very high.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which may be a problem if you go to sell him, is will he leave unless his wages are matched? So that might be the issue. However, we gave Granit Xhaka 5 years and then he turned it around his last season. So I'm not going to get on this guy's back after 15 games. Do you know what I mean? In competition.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Give him time.
Yeah, well, Havertz is slowly getting into it now. You can see it. Every game has been an improvement. Every game. He started badly, but he's getting better and better and getting into it. That is what I want to see. I don't expect every single player to come in, especially from a troubled Chelsea team. And it was a troubled. It wasn't like everything was wonderful at Chelsea and he's just signed for us and he's been poor. They were having problems themselves. So he does need to gain some confidence and he's getting there. Was worried when I saw the team sheet before the game, but pleasantly surprised with Jorginho and Havertz, who I thought would be bullied, but they handled everything that came their way and then some. 100%. I'm proud of every single Arsenal player today. One of the things I've noticed, our wingers don't swap. If they do, I've missed it. Yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare.
We used to do that.
Yeah.
We used to do that quite a bit.
Mm.
For Arsene Wenger, didn't we? We did that.
Yeah.
And there's not much teams that do sort of. Salah never goes on the left-hand side. He stays on the right. Again, only set pieces when the game's in transition, you might see someone out of position. but very rarely. But it's one of them things. I think football moves in cycles, doesn't it? And it's one of the things now. It might be the new cycle where you say actually left foot will go back on the left hand side, right foot will go back on the right, and just get down the byline and just cut a few things back, or because again it gives you something to think about. Do you know what I mean? Just, you have to readjust. So yeah, definitely for me, it needs something that we need to do.
Yeah, I agree. Tony giving Arteta an 8. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, we need to get a proper goal scoring centre forward in January. Jesus can rotate with that centre forward and Saka. Totally agree, Luke. I said 2-0 to Arsenal. You would think they would let another goalie to prove right. CSK, Rice for captain. We lack that creative flair of a 10, but even without Ode, who may have provided that, I don't think we missed him. A contradiction, I know, but I totally get what where you're coming from with that. That's what I've seen today. It wasn't me having a pop at Odegaard saying, you know, we performed better without Odegaard. It's the fact that the players just do different roles, and I liked it today. I enjoyed it, and for the second time without Odegaard, I've enjoyed it. It was against Sheffield United and it was against Newcastle today. Yes, West Ham.
Who wore the armband today? Was it Saka? Who wore the captain's armband today? Was it Saka?
I have no idea. Honestly, don't know.
Who wore the captain's armband? You know, Gamza?
Ooh, I actually don't. Yeah, I don't know. It must have been.
I think it might have been.
Hang on, let's have a look.
It was.
I'll see if I can find out because it should be on there.
Because Saka led us out last week against Sheffield United. I'm sure he.
Yeah, because Saka had it and he gave it to Nketiah.
Let's see if I can find out quickly.
And Zinchenko didn't start, so it must be Saka or Rice. It had to be.
Let's have a look.
Anyone in the chat?
Yeah, anyone in the chat, please let me know who the captain was because I actually had no idea. According to this, it was Jorginho.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
So, big up to Geordie, he's always in here anyway. Away the lads. Apart from the controversy, you guys played well. Thank you very much. But we got the result and I'm relaxed. Yeah, 100% you should be. Today would have suited Jesus. Totally agree. 100% agree, Brenny. Why did we need Hein and Cedric on the... obviously, yes. I that was my gripe at the beginning of the game. Yeah. I don't know why we had 2 goalkeepers on. I know the under-18s got lost going to Brighton. They managed to end themselves in Bournemouth. That's a whole different story. But I would have flown one of those up to Newcastle to get on the bench personally.
There's only one Cedric I would have had on the bench today, and he would have made them laugh while the game was going on.
Mr. Entertainer himself, yes. Brenny, my man, this squad isn't good enough if we're relying on Nketiah, Nelson, Fabio, ESR to win leagues, since Tony. The ball was between Linton and Gabriel, but back the push, knocked it free. Nketiah falls over too much, looking for fouls. Jorginho wore the captain's. Thank you, Citizen K. Thank you very much. Well done to Geordie. Funny. Big up to Dermot. The funny Irishman has decided to jump in. Have Arsenal brought a new... Look, I'm sure that someone will be sacked for this today. It is a joke that we ended up in Bournemouth when we're meant to play Brighton. Don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I laughed my head off for it.
Yeah.
I only thought stuff like that happened in Mike Bassett, England manager. You know what I mean?
But honestly, I don't know what the heck happened there today. It's just mental. But that's a whole different story. That's a whole different chat. But guys, really appreciate you coming on. I want to go before my internet dies once again. Thank you, Gumsa, for coming on. Where can people find you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm on X. Gummers are at TATV. But also, you see me mainly on reactions. But yeah, I will be popping up more again. And yeah, you'll see me about the place, man.
Right. I'm preparing myself. Brenny, where can they find you, please?
Oh, come on, man. What I say yesterday, man? You know what I mean? You can all find me on X. You can find me on Instagram as well. And of course, you can find me on the Armoury TV.
Thank you ever so much, Brenny. You'll see me again tomorrow because I've got another Arsenal game. Let's hope it's not 3 defeats in a week because I can't cope with that. But we are playing Man City at 12:30. That's a big game as well. If you thought this one was big, this is big for WSL game. So guys, you'll see me again tomorrow. Then you'll see me in the week because we've got loads of previews to do again because we're back at it, unlike Tottenham, who get to enjoy EastEnders and whatever other things are on in the week. Guys, take care. See you later. Bye-bye.